This guide is going to explain how to complete the Easter egg on the Black Ops 4 Zombies map Dead of the Night on solo without any elixirs or talismans. This is the class and perks I recommend you take into the map with you. You can use whichever perks and specialist weapons you like, but I like these ones the best. Some other recommendations are the knife attachment on the Strife, as it's very useful for getting points in the early game. Also the rapid fire attachment on the Spitfire, as this will make the boss fight super easy. These are all of the things we're going to cover in this guide, as all of these are relevant to being able to complete the Easter egg. If you're looking for something specific, please feel free to skip around to the part that's relevant for what you're looking for. When you start your game, make your way to the Grand Staircase and activate the Sentinel artifact. After this, we can start to build the shield. The shield has 3 parts. Each part has 3 possible spawn points, and all of these parts are located inside the mansion. The first part can spawn here against this railing on the west balcony. It can also spawn here against this pillar in the Grand Staircase. And it can also spawn here on this railing on the east balcony. The next shield part can be found in the study on this table. If it's not there, it'll be downstairs on the right side on this couch. And if it's not there, it'll be on the bottom of this bookshelf right here. The last shield part can appear on this chair in the back of the east hallway. If it's not there, it'll be just under this light here in the dining room. And if it's not there, it'll be just to the left side of the door right next to this pillar right here. Once you get all the shield parts, you can craft the shield on this workbench in the smoking room. In order to craft silver bullets, we first need to acquire 3 pieces of silver. The first part can spawn on this table in the entrance hall. It can also be by this table in the billiards room. And it can also be on this ledge in the main hall. The second piece of silver can appear on this table in the dining room. If it's not there, it can also be on the big table in the dining room. And it can also appear in this spot right here in the west hallway. The final piece of silver can be found on this ledge in the wine cellar. It can also be up against this wall here, and if it's not there, it'll be on the table right behind you. Once you have all 3 pieces of silver, bring them to this workbench in the basement hall and craft it. Next, we need to find 3 more pieces to fuse the silver with. The first piece is charcoal, and it can be found by the fireplace in the master bedroom. It can also be found on the fireplace to the left of the clock in the main hall. And it can also be found by the fireplace in the billiards room. Next, come to the cemetery, and we are looking for bat poop. It can be on the floor right here by the stairs. It can also be just a little further into the graveyard, as you can see here. Or it can be just behind this tree on the right side of the mausoleum. The last part will be in the greenhouse laboratory. It can be on the table to the right of the entrance. It can also be on the table to the left of the entrance. Or it can be on the table towards the back of the room. Once you have all these parts, bring them to the workbench in the library and you'll be able to craft and equip the silver bullets. To open Pack-a-Punch, we need to acquire 3 tuning forks. Around the map, there will be 3 stones hidden within vases. You need to break open the vase, revealing the stone. The first stone could be located in this vase in the study. If not, come downstairs to the library and it could be on this table by the bookshelf or on this table by the gramophone. The next stone could be in this vase on this table in the wine cellar or just on the other side of the wine cellar by this big barrel. The third stone could be in this vase in the bedroom hallway, this vase just next to the bed in the master bedroom, or this vase in the trophy room. Once you find the stone within the vase, get 4 zombie kills near it and then hold interact to look into it. You will see an image. Each image relates to a task that you need to complete. These tasks can be done in any order. One image you will get is of one of 3 clocks. There are 3 clocks around the map. One is in the main hall, another is in the dining room, and the last one is in the billiards room. Match the clock that you saw in your vision to the clock on the map, and hold interact on that clock. A blue circle will appear on the floor. Stay inside the circle, and after a while the clock will open, revealing a tuning fork. If you step outside the circle, that's fine, just step back in to continue the step. Another image you may get will be of an object or painting located around the mansion. In my game, it was this doll. You need to locate the object or painting and interact with it to reveal a ghost. You will then need to stay near the ghost to get her to move around the map. Once she reaches her destination, she will disappear and reveal a tuning fork. If you saw the doll, come to this table in the dining hall to find a ghost. If you saw a scroll, come to this box just past the Bible door in the study. If you saw a noose, come to this noose on the back of the chair in the basement. If you saw a painting, match it to one of these 4 paintings. They are located in the smoking room, the tea room, the East Gallery, and the music room. The last image you could see is of a perk machine. This perk machine will either be located in the mausoleum or the gardens area by the greenhouse. Find the perk machine that you saw and the screen will change color. When this happens, a bunch of Nosferatus will spawn. Take them all out and the last one will drop the final tuning fork. With all 3 tuning forks acquired, head out to the forest terrace and interact with the premium materia on the gate. This will open up the forest area which contains the Pack-a-Punch. Note that when you do this, a werewolf will spawn in. To acquire Alistair's Folly, you need to find 4 different colored letters around the map. Each letter has 4 possible spawn locations. The blue letter can be found in the graveyard area, on this stone behind this railing. It can also be on the top of this little building here. It can also be on the other side of the mausoleum on the base of this lion statue. And it can also be towards the back of the graveyard on this stone here. The yellow letter can be found in the forest terrace on this wall here, behind this railing here, behind the railing on the opposite side, or on the wall on the opposite side. The green letter can be found by the greenhouse just outside this railing. It can also be found by the perk statue on the wall outside this railing, or outside this railing on the other side of the perk statue. It can also be inside this little building right here. The red letter can be found inside the mansion on this wall in the dining room. It can also be upstairs on this wall in the master bedroom. If it's not there, it can be on this wall just by the staircase. And if it's not there, it could be on this barrel down in the basement. Once you've found all your symbols, input them into this code here in the library and hold X on the case to unlock Alistair's Folly. Next, we're going to upgrade Alistair's Folly to the Chaos Theory. You need to buy a bullet weapon and load it up with silver bullets. I recommend using the Spitfire, which can be purchased off the wall here. Then, kill a werewolf with those silver bullets and it will drop a part for you to pick up. Remember that a werewolf will spawn when you open up the Pack-a-Punch, so I recommend you get silver bullets first, and then open the Pack-a-Punch, kill that werewolf with the silver bullets, and obtain the part. Then, take out your shield and come to this area in the library. Shield bash this bookshelf and it will retract, opening up a small room with a part for you to collect. Take these 2 parts to the greenhouse. Put the part you collected from the werewolf into this machine here. Wait about 15 seconds and a part will come out of the machine here for you to pick up. Once you've done this, you can craft the Chaos Theory on this workbench right here. Next, we need to upgrade the Chaos Theory to the Alistair's Annihilator. When you shoot a charge shot from the Chaos Theory, it will either shoot a bullet like this, where a tornado is made and zombies are sucked into it, or a bullet like this, where zombies will get mind controlled to walk away from you and die later. If you shoot one of these down, then shoot another charge shot while the previous one is still active, it is guaranteed that your next shot will be the other type. This will be a helpful tip for acquiring the parts for this upgrade. The first part can be obtained by killing Nosferatus with the tornado shot from the wonder weapon. When they die, they will drop bat bile on the floor like this for you to collect. You need to collect 3 pieces of bat bile. Once you do, come to the graveyard and interact with this grave. When you do, a crimson Nosferatu will spawn. Simply take him out with the Chaos Theory or your specialist weapon and pick up the part that he drops. The second part can be obtained by coming to the forest and finding this pile of glowing mushrooms. To do this step, shoot your Chaos Theory away from the zombies until you get the tornado. This guarantees that the next shot will be the mind control shot. Shoot a zombie directly with the mind control shot on top of the mushroom pile and it will dig it up, revealing the piece for you to collect. If the piece does not appear, try the same steps again at this mushroom pile or this mushroom pile. One of the 3 will have the piece you are looking for. The third part can be obtained by coming to the mausoleum and looking at these lampposts. One will be glowing a more orange color than the others. Shoot this lamp with the Chaos Theory and the lamp will turn off, and another lamp will light up orange. Quickly locate and shoot the next orange lamp and repeat this step. Once you have shot 4 orange lamps in quick succession, a bat will spawn. Shoot him down with your Chaos Theory and he will drop a part for you to collect. You don't need to use any charge shots during this step. Once you have all 3 of these parts, come to the greenhouse. 2 of the parts you collected need to be placed into this same machine. So place the first part in, wait about 15 seconds and collect it from here. Then do it again with the second part. Once you've done this, you can craft the Alistair's Annihilator at this workbench here. This weapon now has 4 different charge shots, the same 2 from before, as well as a shrink ray and a fire shot. Now we are beginning the actual Easter egg steps. This Easter egg has 3 separate quest lines that can be completed in any order. I will explain them in the order that I think makes the most sense to do in your game, but you may do them in whichever order you prefer, or all at the same time. We will start with the telescope quest, as this one does not require their wonder weapon in order to be completed, so you'll likely be able to complete this one first. To start the telescope quest, head back to the study and gaze into the green stone again. After you've done this, come to the mausoleum and shoot this top part with a bullet weapon with silver bullets. You will know you did it right because the little part you shot will disappear and a beam will appear from the top of the building heading towards the mansion. Now enter the mansion and come to the spawn area. Open these 3 panels by standing near them. Interacting with these panels will spin the wheels above the Atlas statue. Interacting with the left side of the box will cause the wheels to spin one direction, and the right side will cause them to spin the other way. Our goal is to align the light beam so that it is hitting all 3 panels on the circle above Atlas's head. There are faster ways to solve this puzzle, but I will show you a way that works every single time. First, interact with the center box to spin the wheels until the green light is stopped by the circle. The light will appear to get thicker and darker and will be shining into the circle on the wheel like this when you've done it right. Then interact with the box on the left until the blue light is stopped in the same way. Don't worry if the green light is no longer stopped. Then interact with the right box until the red light is stopped. Again, don't worry if the other colors are no longer aligned. Repeat these steps again, so middle until the green is stopped, left until the blue is stopped, and right until the red is stopped. After doing it again, your puzzle should be solved, and the statue's head will drop down to let you know that you've done it correctly. For the next step, you need to find 3 astrology symbols hidden around the map. Each symbol you find will have 2 to 3 sets of scratch marks nearby. You need to find each symbol and then count the total number of scratch marks nearby, then organize the 3 symbols in order of lowest amount of nearby scratches to highest. Here's an example from my game. One of my symbols was this one, located against this pillar in the dining hall. The 3 sets of scratch marks can then be found up here on the wall, on this part of the dining room table, and on the roof towards the back of the room. So I had 3, 5, and 5, giving this symbol a total of 13. This is the number that I assigned to this symbol. Next, you might find one of your symbols on this wine cabinet in the wine cellar. You'll find the scratch marks associated with it on this barrel just past the silver bullets workbench. You will also find scratch marks on this cabinet just here, and your last set of scratch marks will be on this big barrel on the opposite side of the room. So in my case, I had 5, 3, and 3 were the totals of the scratch marks, meaning this symbol has a value of 11. The last place I found my symbol in the game was underneath this table in the billiards room. You can find the associated scratch marks to the left of this cabinet right here, on the ground underneath this table on the opposite side, and just above this cabinet just opposite that table. So for this symbol, I had the scratch marks 5, 5, and 5, giving it a value of 15. There are 3 more possible locations where you may find your symbols and scratch marks in your game, and I will go through those now. You might find one of your symbols on this part of the wall in the main hall. The scratch marks can be found to the left side of this little archway. They can also be found above the fireplace here, and they can be found on the opposite side of the room behind this statue. In the library, you can find a symbol to the right side of this pot. You can find the associated scratch marks right behind you on this white block. You can also find it to the top right side of this barrier. And when walking up the stairs, you can see the scratch marks on the base of the dinosaur skeleton. In the entrance hall, you can find a symbol on the underside of this table right here. The associated scratch marks can be found on the shield of this statue right here, at the base of this pillar on this side of the room, and up on the wall where I'm aiming at right here. Once you've found all your symbols and the associated scratch marks, put them in order from lowest to highest. Once you have your code, come to the top floor of the greenhouse. You can enter your code into this wheel by holding interact on the left or right side of it to spin the wheel, and using your melee to enter the symbol in. Once you do this right, the telescope will spin around. Once you're done with that, come to this wheel. Take out your shield and hold interact to spin the wheel. Once the wheel stops spinning, shield bash it and it should get stuck in place like this. Then, go downstairs and activate the electric trap. Run into the trap with your shield out and your shield should have electricity on it. Run upstairs and shield bash the telescope with the electric shield. Your screen should flash white to let you know that it was done correctly. Now we are on to the lockdown step. Come downstairs and stand near this panel. When you do, the panel will move, revealing a stone. Hold interact on the stone until it flies away. When this happens, you will be put into a lockdown in the greenhouse. Stay here and kill zombies. Eventually, 3 to 4 werewolves will spawn, which you need to kill. After doing so, your screen will flash white. When this happens, come over to the stone and hold interact to pick it up. After doing this, a max ammo will spawn, and you are finished with this questline. To begin the Wicker Man quest, come down to the wine cellar and interact with the blue stone again. You should see this symbol. Next, we need to go to the cemetery area and pick up 5 tree branches. Come near one of these trees that has leaves falling off of them and shoot it with the wonder weapon. This will cause a branch to fall down, which you can pick up by interacting with it. You need to do this for these 5 specific trees. After this, you're looking for a gravestone that has your character's face on it, as well as the year 1912 written on it as well. The gravestones can appear in these different locations. Once you find yours, interact with it and your screen should change color. Once you have this effect, come towards this area of the map and you'll see the Wicker Man being built in front of you. You need to shoot a charged shot with the fully upgraded wonder weapon at your feet. Keep doing this until you get the fire effect to appear. Once this happens, interact with the Wicker Man and your character will go up onto it. After this, you will respawn in a sort of afterlife mode. While in this mode, you need to search through the house and find a ghost and escort her back to this area. It really helps to make sure that your voice audio is turned up and you have subtitles on, as this can give you clues as to where the ghost is. Walk through the mansion until you find the ghost. It'll be easy because either she or your character will say something about finding the ghost. I found mine in the entrance hall. Other common places you can find the ghost are in the wine cellar, the master bedroom, and the billiards room. Once you find your ghost, stand near her and she will begin to walk back towards the cemetery. Keep following her until she gets all the way back to this spot. She will then disappear and a stone will appear on the floor. Now you're ready for the next lockdown step. Same as the last one, hold interact on the stone until it flies away. Then you'll be locked down in this area until you kill 3 to 4 werewolves. Once you do, the stone will come back, interact with it, and you can pick up the max ammo. You are now done with this step. To begin the night quest, come back to the bedroom area and re-look into the purple stone. You should see this image. Next, you'll need to locate a fire gate energy core. There will be 3 of these located around the map. You only need 1, however this step is made easier if you have multiple. There are 14 total locations where this thing can spawn, so let's go through all of them now. At the entrance to the graveyard area, you can find one on this bench on the right hand side. You can also find one resting on this tomb right here. There's also one on this side of the stairs towards the mausoleum. And there's one sitting just next to this broken part of the wall. Inside the mansion, one can appear on this couch next to the shield. One can also appear on this knocked over stool next to the piano. There can also be one downstairs on this ledge in the main hall. There can also be one on top of this barrel near the Silver Bullets workbench in the wine cellar. There can also be one on this table in the trophy room. One of them can also appear on this couch in the dining room. In the greenhouse area, one can appear on this bench in the gardens. One can also appear on this bench just on the other side of the gazebo structure. One can also appear near the Chaos Theory workbench. And the final one is just on the opposite side of the room. Once you have the fire core, bring it to one of the fire traps around the map, I recommend this one, and insert the fire core. Now you can activate the trap. When you do, if you shoot it with a charge shot from the wonder weapon, the flames will turn blue. You can run through these flames with your shield out, and your shield will now have blue fire on it. Now you have to melee 4 fireplaces with the blue fire shield in a short time limit. I will show you the order of these fireplaces now. We first start with this fireplace in the smoking room, followed by the fireplace to the right side of the trap in the library, then the one on the left side of the trap, and finally up in the billiards room. If you do this correctly, you will notice a small gem appears in the fireplace, which you can pick up. You now need to repeat this step 2 more times in a couple different locations. Get blue fire on your shield once again, and then head to this fireplace on the east side of the main hall. Then head upstairs and hit this fireplace in the east gallery. Go back down the stairs and hit the fireplace on the west side of the main hall, and then up the stairs and hit the fireplace in the west gallery. You will then be able to pick up the gem. Get blue fire on your shield one more time, and then hit this fireplace inside of the trophy room. Hit the one in the master bedroom right next to it, Then you're going to head to the music room and hit the fireplace there. After that, run down the stairs and all the way around into the dining hall and hit this last fireplace. You'll then be able to pick up the gem. Once you have all 3 gems, you're going to need to put them into 3 different knight statues located around the map. The first one is here in the gardens area. The next one is here just outside the dining hall in the main hall. And the last one is here in the cemetery. Once you put a gem into one of the knights, the knight will collapse and the gem will come out of it. The gem will float towards you if you are near it. You need to stay relatively close to the gem and walk it all the way out into the forest area. So put your gems into the knights and drag all of them together towards the main hall and then out into the forest. Once you get here, you're going to look for 3 circles on the ground. Once you get the gem close enough to the circle, the gem will drop in and a ghost knight will appear. Do this in these 3 different locations. Each of these knights is a soul box. They take about 10 zombie kills. Once you get 10 zombie kills near the knight ghost, it'll move closer to the Pack-a-Punch machine. You then need to get about 10 more kills near it and it will move closer to the Pack-a-Punch machine once again. You need to do this for all 3 of the knights. Once all 3 of the knights are near the Pack-a-Punch machine, they will make this little electric triangle around it. Now a bunch of werewolves are going to spawn in. You need to kill one of these werewolves inside the electric triangle. Once this happens, the triangle will disappear, and a stone will appear on the ground just in front of the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now we are ready for the last lockdown step. So hold X on the stone till it flies away, and again, survive the lockdown and kill the werewolves at the end. Once this is finished, you can pick up the stone, collect the max ammo, and you are now ready for the boss fight. Before you go into the boss fight, I recommend you fully upgrade your Spitfire weapon, and also you have all your perks and a shield ready to go. There will be max ammos and carpenters inside the boss fight, so don't worry about ammo because you can take a max ammo as soon as you get in. During this boss fight, the giant invisible werewolf is going to be running towards you trying to hit you. As long as you keep moving around the arena, it should make it very difficult for the werewolf to actually hit you. What you need to do is trap it in this green square. To do this, there are 3 statues around the arena that you need to align and point the light beams coming out of them at that green square. So, in the first phase of the boss fight, look for the 2 statues that have white light beams coming out of them and interact with them until those white beams turn green. Then, find the green glowing square on the ground and stand in it. Keep shooting down charge shots from your wonder weapon to keep you safe until the invisible werewolf runs at you. Once he runs into this square, he will get stuck. Now's the time to shoot the Spitfire into his chest and take him down. If you do this correctly, you should be able to finish this phase in 1 hit. If you don't manage to damage the werewolf enough in 1 go, that's fine. You'll just have to turn the statues towards the square and trap him again. In the second phase of the boss fight, you're going to have to take down 2 Crimson Nosferatus and 2 regular werewolf enemies. This phase is fairly easy, so just shoot your Alistair's Annihilator to keep you safe, and you can also use your specialist weapon as well. After you finish this phase, you can pick up the max ammo in the Carpenter and get ready for phase 3. Phase 3 is very similar to phase 1, except all 3 of the statues are going to have white light beams at the beginning. So you need to run around to all 3 statues and turn them until all 3 of them are green. Once they are, find the green square, stand in it, wait for the werewolf to come, and shoot him again with your Spitfire. Again, it is possible to completely take this boss out in this 1 phase. If you don't manage to do enough damage, that's fine, you'll just have to turn the statues 1 more time. After doing enough damage to the boss like this, he will be dead, you will get the cutscene, and the Easter egg is complete. I hope this guide was helpful. Thank you for watching.